Last year, I spent 2 months in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. I experienced firsthand the sacrifice our troops are making as they attempt to secure peace in this war-torn region.
Bid him farewell as he leaves us.
In the last 2 years alone, over 100 British soldiers have lost their lives.
Newton's theory of everything. It was an extraordinary feat. The three laws were the seeds from which all motion of particles in the universe could potentially be deduced. It deserved to be called a theory of everything. I say seeds because it required other scientists to grow these seeds and apply them to more complex settings than the Newton's solar system made up of a point particle of mass. For example, in their original form, the laws are not suited to describing the motion of less rigid bodies or bodies that deform. Yes, it was the great 18th century Swiss mathematician Leonhard Euler who would provide the equation that generalized Newton's laws. Yes, Euler's equation could be applied more generally to something like a vibrating strings or a swinging pendulum. Wow. More and more equations appeared that controlled various natural phenomena. Euler produced the equation for non-viscous fluids. Yes, I've learned it at the medical school. At the beginning of the 19th century, French mathematician Joseph Fourier found the equation to describe heat flow. Yes. Fellow compatriots Pierre-Simon Laplace and Simeon-Denis Poisson took Newton's equation to produce more generalized equation for gravitation, which were then seen to control the other phenomena like hydrodynamics and electrostatics. Wow! The behavior of viscous fluid were described by the Navier-Stokes equation and electromagnetism by Maxwell's equations. Sure. With the discovery of the calculus and the law of motion, it seemed that Newtons had turned the universe into the deterministic clockwise machine controlled by a mathematical equation. Yeah. Scientists believe that they had indeed discovered the theory of everything. In his philosophy essay on probabilities published in 1812, the mathematician Pierre-Simon Laplace summed up most scientists' belief in the extraordinary power of mathematics to tell you everything about the physical universe. Quote, "We may regard the present state of the universe as the effect of its past and the cause of its future. An intellect which at a certain moment would know all forces that set nature in motion and all positions of all items of which nature is composed. If the intellect were also vast enough to submit these data to analysis, it would embrace in a single formula the movement of the greatest bodies of the universe and those of the thinnest atom. For such an intellect, nothing would be uncertain, and the future, just like the past, would be present before its eyes." Wow.
Much before going in, under the cover of darkness, the ground on the risk of being seen by the enemy during the day.
Since I left last September,
This view that in the theory, the universe was knowable, both past and present, became dominant among the scientists in the centuries following Newton's great opus. It seems as if any idea of God acting in the world had been completely removed. A God might be responsible for getting things up and running, but from that point on the equation of the mathematics and physics took over. So what of my lowly dice? Surely with the law of motion at hand, I can simply combine the geometry of the cube with the initial direction of motion and the subsequent interaction with the table to predict the outcome. I've written out of the equation on my notepad and they look pretty daunting. Newton 2 contemplated the problem of trying to predict the dice. Newton's interest was prompted by a letter he received from Samuel Pepys. Pepys wanted Newton's advice on which options he should back in a wager he was about to make with a friend. 1. Throwing 6 dice and getting at least 1 6. 2. Throwing 12 dice and getting at least 2 6. 3. Throwing 18 dice and getting at least 3 6. Pepys was about to stake £10, the equivalent of the £1,000 in today's money. Wow! And he was quite keen to get some good advice. Pepys' intuition was that 3 was the more likely option. But Newton's replied that mathematics implies the opposite was true. He should put his money on the first option. However, it wasn't his law of motion and the calculus to which Newton resorted to solve the problem, but the idea developed by Fermat and Pascal. But even if Newton could have solved the equation I've written out to describe the trajectory of the dice, there turned out to be another problem that could scupper any chance of knowing the future of my dice. Although Pascal was talking about his wager with God, there is an interesting line in his analysis which throws the spanner in the works when it comes to knowing the future. Reason can decide nothing here. There is an infinite chaos which separated us.
These aircraft are the backbone of operations out here. It will take us from the comparative safety of Camp Bastion to Musakala and the front line.
I have to say they are my